What's up, everybody? We're live. Chat Show Saturday. How's it going? Give me a second. Still setting everything up. All right, everybody. Now, just going to go ahead, finish this setting up. All right. All right. Just going to go ahead, just go over a few things. Yeah. So, um, yeah. Going to go over a few plants I got here. Some of the ones are doing all right. A couple of the ones I've been kind of testing out seem to be doing better. And yeah. So, a few of them doing experiments with, and I'll see how they go once they come about. We'll know until that time comes. But um, the plants in my arrow garden are doing better. A couple of them are slow to grow. A couple of them are just taking off pretty decently. Uh, but so far, got a couple things to adjust over here with that plant. But besides everything else, I'll show you what's going on in a little bit with some of that. But alright. So how's it going there? Alright. Now, a couple of these plants I got going on over here, a few of them are taking off better than others. But the ones that are playing catch up are doing okay. Uh, it's just the ones that seem to be doing better are more in the one type of seed starting mix versus the, the coconut choir. Now, um, I don't know, that just seems to be the way it is with lots of them. But like coconut choir could do pretty decently. I've had mixed results with that. I know a lot of gardeners are using that more often now, which is not a bad thing at all. Um, but I've noticed there's a mixed results depending on the way what your setup is. But it's not a bad thing. just different. Um, but all in all, in general, it's one of those things. For me, it's one of those things. One of those, experiments you gotta work with. Excuse me. All right. Now, let's see. There's a couple plants I do want to show. Oop, got one foot here. Don't want to step on that. Let me grab this. Now, this plant here is one I actually started in this grow sponge. I started it in a small bottle, and I'm going to have to. The roots are starting to up decently. I'll probably just leave it in this container for quite a while. Flowering, and I will have to change the nutrients probably we could probably go a couple of days maybe. Probably won't try to push too much beyond that. I just changed this nutrients a couple of days ago. But the plus side about it being in a container this size is that when you do change the nutrients out, it's not that difficult. Since this one doesn't fit in too snugly, it can actually be moved in and out rather simply. And yeah, and as you can see, the root. Well, I don't know if you can really see too well. The roots aren't taking up the whole lot of space in here, which is not a bad thing because of the fact that you know is that when I'm going to take this out, I won't have to worry about struggling with possibly damaging any roots for it. And yeah, I mean, even if I'm expecting the roots to get a little bit longer, but all I have to do is just switch, say on top of switching the nutrients regularly, and yeah, as I do that, then it'll be not a bad thing. I mean, just every so often I'm just kind of moving around like this to be sure not too much the top stuff stays too stagnant. But yeah. So in this one, if anybody's wondering, this is a golden cayenne, and as you can see, it's starting to flower. It's already got the fork on it. And the plus side about it is like I can keep this going for however long I see fit. I'll probably go ahead and cut this leaf off. And well, I'm debating on whether or not to do too much more trimming to it, or at least, well, maybe I can remove this leaf and that leaf. And then, yeah. I don't necessarily have to do that right now with this plant, but I will do that at a point. Um, yeah, so Let me see. Alright. Low gauge or RIP X1510 Happy Pepper. Um, Low generic. Oh, oops. A little twitch on my eye here. Yeah. But I'm just trying to experiment around with this. Like I mentioned, I did start this one in the little net cup thing that you see it in, but not in the AeroGarden because these are what these nets are. If anybody really recognizes these, that's what those type of ones are for. Um, I just ended up with a smaller plastic bottle that this could actually go into. Then I just let it sit in there with then with diluted nutrients and water, and then just let it go from there. I actually had it about a little less than half a teaspoon of hydro nutrients and then water, a gallon of water. But like I was just showing, you can actually see some flowers whenever you go in there, or flower buds. There's some other buds forming on here. And even this little tiny branch right there is starting to get a little bud on it. But yeah, so and some of these leaves, oh no, they're just getting a little worn. So a couple trimming off some of these would probably benefit for the plant. So it wouldn't be, put off too much more energy on those. But so alright, let's see if I can manage to put this back into place. Alright. There. See this guy. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, this one could benefit from some nutrients, but I don't really have to do it right this second. And this one's trying to put out here, get some flowers going on here, some buds. And I could probably trim a couple of these off here, but I'll just let it go as is. And these ones I got in the cups are definitely going to end up being going outside at some point. But I'm not, I mean, like, obviously we really can't just go outside and plant these right now. I mean, I could put them outside, but they ain't gonna last very long. So, I mean, not this one anyway. So, but, I still got the Calendar, the bell pepper plant over there, and the ornamental, and a couple varieties that I'm working on. What's up, Charles? But still got this little ornamental plant the one that I got um, from the grocery store a while back. It could probably benefit from me putting it in a little makeshift thing in the bobber. Um, I don't know why I haven't done that yet with a couple of them, but um, Let's see if I can get this one out of here without goofing something up. Alright. Now this one's thickening up in the base. Everything doing pretty well in here. So this one's actually doing decently. I mean, it could be doing better, but thing I think it is what's getting at it, what's not making it doing the best. I think is not the cup, is that cocoa coir stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that is it, but several of the plants I got in that aren't doing the best. It's just my expectations on it. Yeah, but after I get this to go outside, I expect it to perk up a bit more, look a little healthier. I mean, it's looking okay now, but I mean, so yeah, so I don't know. I just got higher expectations for it. Now it doesn't have the the craziest amount of roots out there, but I mean, if I do a slight adjustment when I do this, I can leave that gap in there like that if I want to. I mean, that'll probably help the roots grow a little bit longer. But for now, I'll just do that. With these, I can do a couple of things in regards to, maybe improve room for the roots. Hey, really nice for you too. So, Blumberg. Right. So, as I was saying, I mean, I do got the bell and the contract though. And let's see. And a few number of other plants that I'm just toying around with in here actually. And Golden Cayenne and that bottle is doing better. Um, yeah. Pineapple seems to be doing rather well. And, but I mean, at least for now, see how much it picks up as it comes along when the season changes. The marigold's doing alright. Looks like it might be forming a flower. Get ready to form a flower. Alright, let me see here. I'm gonna put that scissors. Yeah, right next to me. Just gotta get this guy out here. Yeah, right. A little watermelon off that plant. Just a little pot. I know they can get bigger, but it is what it is. So flick stuff. Yeah, I was at the store today, picked up a few things. Looked around, picked up some seed starting mix, and one of the little greenhouses that you could fit so many cells in. Just buy some candy. Yeah, I picked up the packing seeds today. Want to see how they are. They're a type of zinnia. It's just it's gonna be a little different color than what I'm used to growing. But yeah, or one different color than what I have grown. So should be interesting. Let's see. So what I like about zinnias, again, nice and large flowers, and plants can uh, several feet tall. And on top of that, they also get some good strong flowers. And but if you get a certain size ones, the taller ones, then I'd suggest getting something to possibly prop them up because sometimes they can kind of start doing the lean. But that tends to happen with plants that are several feet tall. Might not happen as much with plants under 2 feet, but it still can happen either way. Hey, Rocky. So, um, yeah. So I mean, and on I'm running an experiment with a couple plants here. Gotta wait to see how that goes. Hopefully, it does well because those experiments would be actually rather nice. But yeah. So well, it should prove interesting results. Now, with the speed that what those might grow, hopefully I'll get results and get them started before the season changes. But only time will tell. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Um. Let's see. Um. Now another one I got in here. These ones are looking like more slender plants, but that's the way this type of variety is. It's a type. It's a type, and they can I don't know, they can get a little taller and more slender types. But more just waiting to see how that goes, experimenting with it. I started that the same way I did the Golden Cayenne in the Yarrow Garden Neck Cup thing with sponge. But that's yeah. Sorry, I just had to pop it up on my hand. Yeah. But one thing I do want to show Moan is this guy here. Um, this one is cross of mine. I've shown it before, and this one I got it in this little cup, and see, it's longer than my forearm, or taller than my forearm is, and I am really considering getting this one up potted from this thing here, though I should because it tends to dry out in this thing within a day's time. At least it has been. And it has Got several flowers on it. Some dark purple or some purple type flower petals on them. So I've already tapped it with the pollinator. It looks like, well, hopefully they take, or they're going to take right. And if so, I might hopefully have a couple peppers ready before it actually officially changes for the um, before it changes in the weather. So I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I'm liking the results I'm getting from it. Um, I was considering doing it like I mentioned in one of my other streams, is taking that container and just doing it kind of via somewhat kind of cracky style method, which it wouldn't be bad, but I'm kind of more wanting to see how it would turn out via in ground method, but um, I don't know. I'll have to see. Um, I still haven't fully decided on that. Um, in which I could probably do that method I mentioned previously rather easily, but I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know, I have to weigh my options. Um, and if it's already set, it's already getting ready to set pepper on it, I don't want to mess with it and try to throw it off in any kind of way. But some go ahead, some salts and suds and such. So, being that this plant is taking another turn from what I expected it to go as, it actually might show something um, interesting in the way it's going, and so only the near future will tell. So, yeah. But there's lots of flowers going on that ornamental plant. Um, but still waiting on that bell pepper to ripen, and we got a couple of those bells that has actually sat in air drying. So I just got to open them up and see how the internals look on it. So, and what I'll do is with a couple of the plants, or at least, uh, let's see, I got a golden cayenne, uh, jalapeno, sweet apple, and then CGN 21500, if I got that one right. And then Choco Scotch Bonnet. Now the Choco Scotch Bonnet got stunted, and then I think the other ones may have as well. But the jalapeno one seems to be taking off better. So as long as they're growing, I'm going to let them do their thing. Uh, let's see. Usually, if the plant's still growing, uh, I usually tend to let them do their thing. But I might have to make a couple snippets here and there just to kind of encourage better growth on it in some aspects. Um, so, yeah. What's up, Lemon Puppy? Um, hmm, well, um, let me look and see. Um, it's got an interesting effect on this plant here. Well, I'm not going to complain. Whatever results is what it is. But I'm trying to debate on what I should do about this plant. I want to encourage it to do its thing, but I do not want to. Um, okay, before anything, I want the plant to have it set those flowers before I do anything. Should be fine for a little while. Um, I already know the roots are going to go past the bottom of that little planter it's in, due to because once usually a lot of them hit that little air spot. Roots of them go right there. Um, let's see. Um, let me look. Well, I could do what I was thinking to get it started going and that super responds well. In the method, another method I used on a different plant from last year. But it seemed to do okay. But as I'm saying here, talking to you guys, um, oh, all right, I filled up within the past couple of days. I filled up one of those little seed starting trays. I got at least I got another one, and another two. I got a couple I got to deal with here and there. But the thought is, for me doing that, I think I jumped ahead of myself a little bit with some of these plants in here right now. Um, what I might have to do, I can make room for space for one there. And if I do some adjusting, I could probably make a space for another one there. Ooh, I'm kind of pushing me right now. Um, dang, dang, bruh. Let's see. Um, let's see. Um, um, there's a couple of things I'm going to have to do with this pineapple plant. Um, not, well, this is something I'm going to have to overlook. Plant's doing well so far. Several of them. I just gotta see what route it's wanting to go here. I was kind of hoping to see some of them kind of flower, or not flower, fruit. But with the way these are right now, I might be kind of pushing that. But what I'm kind of doing more or less right now, I got it in a like a modified double bucket method. This is basically a double planter method I got in right now. I just didn't have the size of a drip tray to put under it. And even if I did, the one I would have had in there wouldn't have done too hot. I mean, in that fashion. But yeah, so I mean, but yeah, try to keep it a little tidier with it in regards to that because previous season before I did have something else that it was in, or something else that would work as a makeshift drip tray, but that one didn't do like I was hoping, and it just got funky. That's the only problem with that tray thing I was in. Um, that's mostly because of the size of this planner it's in. It makes it difficult to effectively do it in a short period of time, or care for it in a short period of time. At least around in this room right here. If I had it my, my one plant's in that in a separate room, then they would work in a different way. But yeah, I think um, what I will do with that, that jalapeno plant, I'm going to trim off a couple of branches, or not branches, leaves. Because a couple of leaves are looking the greatest, but it's kind of waiting. And I'll let it do its thing a little bit more before I decide to do no snip on a couple of leaves. Um, but yeah, let's see. What I could probably do with one of these little plants is do a little snip at the base and then throw it into the arrow garden. Because it wouldn't be bad. I mean, it kind of worked with a plant that happened, seedling happened last year that where it snapped at the base and then I just kind of threw it in the arrow garden and then boom, next thing I know, it's going really well. So don't worry. store earlier, and as I mentioned, I was at the store, picked up a couple of habaneros, but I'm on probably there's a couple of them that look decent. I like the phenotypes on them. This one's got a nice habanero shape. I was thinking about possibly saving seeds for that. I don't know. Then this one's kind of got an oddball habanero shape. Looks like it's almost got a half claw almost. So I'll probably save seeds from that one because it's got a nice density to it. But right now, let's see what we got here. Got a couple other houses, but the two I'm going to save for from is the ones I showed. But yeah. Let's see. So we got that habanero smell, the peppers have a smell to it. Now, let's see here. Now that's a rather nice one comparatively to other store-bought ones. It does have a lot of that habanero stingy kind of burn to it. Anybody that's knows habaneros knows that habanero flavor. But this one's not like a bland habanero. It's a little sweeter, slight bit of sweetness to this one. Hmm. Now, some of the hottest peppers I've had are uh, Morugas, um, like the browns and chocolates. Those have been pretty darn hot. Um, I've had some hot reefers, but some of the Morugas have been chopped out more, been hotter in oils. I've had a few bootloads that have been pretty darn hot. Um, but BTRs are pretty hot too. Um, Senpai Jonas are pretty good. Um, but Senpai Dugas, those can get pretty nasty. I mean, not nasty flavor. I mean, in regards to heat. But in regards to hot peppers, I mean, I've made a couple. Uh, uh, yeah. In regards to this habanero that I just ate, it's actually the burn for it is hanging in there for a little while. It's not that it's overpowering; it's just hanging in there. But it's not bad for a store bought habanero. Feels like I got a pepper burp that wants to come out, but I just let it do what it do. There goes the burp. There you go. Now, let me see. Um, there's this I got going on. It's got it one of those Arrow Garden neck cup things. It's what I got in it is one of my crosses. I just set it in here with some basic water just to see how well it takes off germinating. So um, I don't know how well that's going to do, but only time will tell. Uh, but I did before last year, about a year ago. I did have one of my crosses growing in an Arrow Garden, or a couple actually, but one of them was doing pretty darn well. And I don't know. I just wanted to see how I do just via this method as well. I haven't been concentrating on too many of my crosses, but last year I had a few of them do really well. I actually had one cross that actually produced like four different types and colorations. So, all right, check you later. Good night, Flixta. Um, but yeah, um, and that's one of the things is that's got to mind is about intaking too many more varieties. I mean, it's not only because I have plenty of seeds from varieties that have been started that I've gotten from other places and that, and people, but also because of what I've been trying to want to have room to concentrate on more crosses of mine. So, but the crosses I've been concentrating on all haven't been in the ultra hot range. A lot of them have been more on different levels. Um, I'm not really looking for to make um, some crazy, outrageous type of pepper, or I'm not trying to out gnarly the next person on it. I mean, I'll leave that up to people that want to be on. Think they're exclusive like that. But I'm just going to do me and let it go from there. Hold on one second. All right, it might cut down on the sound of the fan, but I am up for different things going on with hybrid strains. So, but I know a lot of people are going for aesthetic reasons, but I'm just looking to just I don't know, experiment. So, yeah. Um, I still got some things I want to try out in regards to everything in this um, thing with the hydroponics. Uh, there. Let me check out my marigold over here. I just got this one. I know I need to put some water in it. Plus that is I got hydroponic solution already made. Alright. Right. That's what the plus side about these marigolds. They always do really nice. Alright, I gotta do a little bit more. And of course, spill a little bit of that on my leg. Whatever. I could probably do a little snip right there. Yeah, probably will. Just not right now. But this little guy's pushing out. Oh yeah, definitely get that marigold smell. What I will do, like I just mentioned, I'm gonna cut this little part off of this one. And then yeah, this guy's turning into a little bit of a bush over here. Which isn't bad. Sort of yeah, I'm hoping that flower opens up pretty soon. What's not bad about this variety, this is a smaller, compact type of marigold. That's why I selected this one anyway, because I figured that if I'm going to grow one of these inside, why not use a smaller variety? And yeah, I mean, I can appreciate marigolds of different types. I've grown plenty of different types of marigolds. So, and the plus side about them is they do rather well when growing them either way. They're not ones that take a whole lot of maintenance. And the plus side about having marigolds, they're good attractors for pollinators. So if you're looking for a good pollinator, or one that can attract some good pollinators, then marigolds are ways to go. Yeah. I mean, that's why, I don't know. I just like marigolds in the fact that there's a lot of varieties of them, and yeah, and they're good for attracting nice pollinators around, and they just, yeah, they just got benefits all around if you're into gardening or in general. So, but they can also attract, since they got a certain fragrant type of smell to them, they do attract some other types of bugs that can get a little annoying because they like eating up the plants like hardcore. But if you experiment around, toy with it a little bit, it can be worth around. So even if you had to trim back marigold plant a bit, then what's good is they can bounce back rather quickly. Um, so that's a plus side. Um, yeah. It also depends on the type of marigold. It will depend on how fast it bounces back. And yeah. All right. Mm, a couple of these other plants that are just kind of in there a bit, so I don't really want to mess with them too much. All right. This is what I'll do. Take a look at the pineapple plants. All right. So there's down there. Oh yeah. But that pineapple plant has been growing for a number of years, so it's not bad to have that one around. Oopsie, misspelled that. All right. About to go over the plants again. Now, you guys, see, I've been growing them every year, or this one for a number of years. This actually started as one plant in a small container that my sister had bought from my mom. And then It actually had a pineapple on it at the time, but unfortunately, when it was first bought, it was left outside for a while, and like a squirrel or rabbit got at the pineapple on it and kind of chewed a hole into it before it finished ripening. But then I transplanted the plant into a bigger container, and then it grew, and then the main plant started to kind of stop growing, and then it started getting some side shoots. Out came a couple more plants, and then from there, those two couple plants grew into a bigger pineapple plants, and I grew them both in the same container, and then I let it go from there, and they started getting pineapple on them. Then after those fruits came off, uh, bang boom pow, got more of these. I got about half a dozen pineapple plants in here now, and I didn't do that from topping a pineapple. I didn't do that from seed. These just came off from gross from a single pineapple in the beginning, or seeing a single pineapple plant. So um, that's the plus side about this one, or these, is I didn't have to pay anything extra or go anything out of the ordinary to grow these a certain way. I just kept on with my growing regimens and kept it outside. When I brought it inside, I set it off to like where you see here. And then as you can see, the grow light is off to the side, way way low. So it can definitely not get uh, top light or top lighting. There's gonna be physically dang near impossible for it to light up all the way up to the top of that thing from the position it's at. So it just basically you get some light towards the base of it, and then stuff like that. There'll be some light, and then the only light you see right here is coming off the AeroGarden. So that's kind of be hard to say, for that to even, be doing too much for these. So, for the most part, I mean, as you're growing them indoors, they're not too bad. I mean, it's not hard. It's just with the pineapple plants, they're actually fairly simple, straightforward, nothing major. At least in my experiences, anyway. So, and so, so basically, right now, I have had them in like all these in the same container, probably a little too long, a little too close for comfort for all of them. But they are still doing, as you can see, still doing strong so far. I'm saying so far. So, I mean, as you can see, but I have to expect that I will be needing to split these up. And I'm not looking forward to doing that aspect because I know this will be a bit of an undertaking, and that will be one I would have to save for a weekend to do after they've adjusted to being back outside. And yeah, so because this will have to take more than an hour to probably to fully do right. So I will have to just cordon off my own area to do it, but yes, this will be done outside, preferably. Oh, there goes the timer light. Yep. But yeah, these are, I like growing them. So, but just keep in mind if you are growing them and you have winters like anything close that gets near freezing or a bunch of snow or ice, don't expect these to fare too well in that. All right. But yeah, other than that, these will take a lot of patience to expect anything from them. So some people will say a couple years, some people will say longer. So it just depends on the variety as well in the growing environment. But they are worth growing. If you like pineapple of any sort, then they are worth growing if you can get them at that point. I did not have to pollinate it or anything like that. They just appear when they do or need to, or when they get to that point, they'll do it pretty much. But for the most part, it's I don't know. I like growing pineapples because it's just nice to have those around. All right, now back to these other things I got going on. As I mentioned, the jalapenos in the air garden. I'm gonna definitely do that, get that going right. Um, I mean, I already got it going right, but I just wanna get ready to trim a couple of those leaves off there. I was just kind of holding off to be sure whether or not they're going to get the side growth on there. But and so, but and I asked how this to me cutting this off the pineapple plant. I cut that out there because, as you can see, there had that line on there from that, and that was just going to end up falling, coming off the plant anyway. So I found when growing these just to cut spots off as needs be. Some people will just drastically cut the plant off or cut the plants back when they bring them inside or whatever. To me, I don't do that. I only cut them as needed as you're growing them. So I find that not totally necessary to cut the plant back because that might even prolong the rate of it growing. So, um, yeah. But other than that, yes, Charles, that's what my shirt says. Nice walk. Yeah, so basically the reason why I'm wearing this shirt is a shirt I gotten from doing this thing. What the nice walk? What they say the nice walk for charity purposes, and you know do a 5K and all that. So it's actually rather nice. It was actually rather nice thing to be out there doing, in the fact that it's not only for that it's for charity. It's also you're also getting out and showing some activity. You know, actually being out and about. Um, that's a plus side. Um, I don't mind. I didn't mind doing it because I started like several years ago, and I figured why not. I mean, I'd seen it the year before or a year before I actually done it, or I've noticed it here or there for a couple of years, at least a year or two, and noticed I've been wondering. I was kind of wondering, and then back in 2016. I decided to, when I seen it, I was like, you know what, why not? And then I just wanted to see what it's about, and I just decided to do it. So um, did the 5K thing, and even though at that time it was a little chilly, but wasn't too bad because it's sunny, out and active, taking a walk, and sometimes you get to chat with people, which isn't bad. But other than that, you take in some nice scenery, and you know, even if you aren't talking, maybe you can pop in some headphones or something, listen to some music on the way. But I mean, to me, they could have it a little bit longer of a thing because before you know it, that 5K thing is up, and it doesn't take as long as you may think. I mean, at least doing that in general, I mean, in my eyes, it didn't take as long as I thought. So, I mean, even if you aren't doing a run, I mean, because a lot of people can't actually uh, do the run because certain problems are prevent them from doing that. Um, which the point is really is just doing it. So it's not about hey, it's got to be a run, and it can. That's the only way it can be done. That's not the point of it, really. But, so, but I digress. Um, but back onto the peppers and everything. Sorry about that, John. I just got a little tangent about it. Yeah, but either way, I mean, with regards to all these peppers, as I was mentioning earlier, pepper crosses and stuff like that. I just like different kinds of crosses, but I just like them for various reasons. I like. I'm a person that, even though I do like them, my ultra hots and stuff like that, I do like ones that aren't so hot as well. I'm more like a diverse variety of peppers. Um, it's nice to have variety in the pepper world because if you just have one select type, then it's just can get a little repetitive. But you cannot go wrong with uh, any sort of heat level or sweetness on there. In regards to sweet peppers, if they're just sweet, no heat, they're good. There's good ones in those, and then there's ones that got low heat, milder. Those ones good too. Then there's cranking it up a bit. As you go along, they got their own places, which is nice. Ghost peppers, they have their place as well. And I didn't really care for peppers flavors originally, but then over the past several years, I've kind of grown, not minding them actually. So I mean, and there are several strains and multiple strains of ghost peppers, and there's a multiple strains of nagas. And you go to different regions, different environments, and after they've been grown for so long in certain ways, they've kind of taken their own paths. Which, if you seeds and that from different places and different sources that have been grown in those environments for such a long time, they kind of develop their own kind of being of their in their own way. Like say, uh, like say if somebody were uh, in the overseas growing a hot pepper somewhere, like a ghost pepper or naga type, and they've been growing it over there for you know generations. It's going to come out one way. And then if I get it for somebody over here right around me that's been growing it a certain way for generations, it's going to come out another way. But then if I go like north, south, east, west, diverging in different paths, so they're all going to be in their own meaning. It's kind of hard. I mean, it's kind of like, silly to some people. It's like, well, if it's just a hot pepper, it's just a hot pepper. If it's a ghost pepper, it's just the same thing. Maybe in a certain aspect, but not really too much. It really just depends on which way it goes about. Now, um, like scorpion peppers, multiple variants of that. Um, I do like Trinidad scorpions, and I do like Butch teas. I do like Morugas, and no, it's just I do like several variations of them. And Morugas, I like them for the fact is they tend to be really consistent on the heat level and their flavors. Morugas I've always liked, and scorpions I like in a way. But after I tried the Butch tea, I I really like that flavor on that one. That was just me personally, but I I've heard from various sources that the flavor, the aspect they didn't like about this Butch tea and some scorpions is the floralness. The floralness can be almost like a perfumey almost aspect. I mean, it doesn't have to be straight like perfume, but it can be almost like that. But in that aspect, this actually can be to that aspect. Um, Floral can almost mean flowery, but not exactly. It's like some flowers. I don't know. It can be sometimes it can be pretty pungent or powerful in the aspect of that floralness. And yeah, just like yeah, it's just like in that aspect where it can be a bit strong, a bit much. Um, but in, to me, I know that to me, I kind of like that in that aspect because it actually, I don't know, I just appreciated it. But so, um, I know I can probably still go on and on about it, but not everybody wants to or has got their own kind of way about it. Um, I would say if you're really into peppers and really into different varieties and really into growing and all that, growing some things over a number of years, and then let's say even if you don't like a pepper initially and decide you didn't want to grow that, well, I'll say circle back around to it and then try it again at a different point because then maybe at a different point you may have a different aspect or perspective on it. Um, just like with like what I mentioned about ghost peppers. Initially, I didn't care for the flavor of that. Initially, that was even for it was like a few years. I didn't really care for the flavor of ghost peppers too much. And then within the last year or two, I've kind of went back to trying them again, and I was like, oh, okay. And I don't really you know have anything against them in any aspect. I just at first wasn't too partial to that, but when I came back around to it, I kind of started being like, okay, I can see where that was going. So yeah, but as I was mentioning, looking forward to yeah, getting these videos going. So I'm debating on whether or not I should start one inside. Eh, uh, I got a lot of other things to concentrate on right now besides trying to get a flower going. Um, but if anybody wanted to get a flower going indoors, marigold is an easy way to go. Um, but in any other aspect, yeah. So, um, I do got some other plans. I need to do some things with. Um, let's see. Okay. Yeah, there's something else I need to do in regards to um, growing some of these plants or starting seeds. I got a lot to do on that. Tomorrow I could frustrate a couple things out. Um, I can get one set up to go into a better situation. Let's see. I might, with that one cross on the shoulder, I might just get a planter slightly bigger than what is in. And then that could buy me a couple months tops. Yeah, that could buy me a little bit of time. Um, yeah. Ouch. Ouch. What am I going? Ouch. Got an itch. Um, but yeah. So, um, well, with that, I might put over there. And then, um, okay, I got I got to really think about what aspect I'm going to do what. But let's see. Um, a couple of those plants I can easily pull out of the air garden. And then, yeah, I think that's what I want to do. But in order, but before that, I'll trim off a few of those leaves, let those on the side growth start to come in a bit. And then I'll switch that out, that would be better. And yeah, alright, shoot. Alright. flavors letting this dog go off out there. Alright, sorry if I'm getting a little quiet right now. Um, just checking out some of the things here. Now, hmm, really hoping the pineapples get somewhere in the next year. If they don't produce this year, I know they should be producing by next. Um, some varieties produce every couple of years, but the thing is, from what I learned about the ones of the particular type I'm growing, is that from when it grows to a smaller plant to a bigger plant, that takes several years. So the plant has to be a certain size depending on the variety. Um, for example, let's say if you're if you're well, yeah, some of them are smaller pineapples, and some pineapple plants kind of grow into smaller plants, or not small plants per se, but they can grow smaller fruits. Um, the fruit, uh, one of the ones I harvested within the past couple of years is the fruit itself, without the little pokey leaves, was like roughly the size of ones you'd see in stores. Um, a family member, my sister actually, said they're supposed to be, like softball size ones or whatever. There are varieties that do that. And I was kind of thinking the same, since she said, since that's what she conveyed to me, that it was going to be like that. That's what I was kind of thinking, expecting to see. But then after it was growing, it just, you know, there goes that pineapple. And anybody that's seen that, and or anybody that's I've shown the pictures to has seen that the pineapple didn't the whole the look of the pineapple coloration did not match the coloration that you see when you get ones from the stores. And that fact that a lot of times pineapples you get in the stores have this greenish kind of, I don't know, half with some brownish and tints to it on the outside of the pineapple. But this one was all golden pineapple color on the outside. I mean, entirety from where you see the pointy leaves sticking out the top to the spot where the stem is where you cut it from the plant. It was just golden pineapple color, and which I'm not complaining by that at all in any fashion, because it was one of those ones that it was a mixture of flavors going on in there. It was sweet, definitely, juicy, yes, um, but then there were some aspects of it that were tart. But that was different because, like, a lot of times when people get them in the stores, they're well, depending on their source as well, and the time they harvest them and all that can affect the flavor as well. Um, but there is a certain level of flavor going on with them. It is they can be a bit tart. They definitely are going to be sweeter. But when you get them grown yourself, they always are much better, or they can be much better than what you get in the stores. But as I mentioned, growing, with the peppers just a little bit ago, when I was talking about ghost peppers, and where you're growing and how you're growing can really affect it in a big way. Um, Not saying in a bad way, just in a big way. It can really affect that. And I got an idea for my cross here that I will have to implement within the next day or so. That way, it can make it last longer without me having to water it as much. I did that with the Boon Date plant last year, and it worked. So after I get that, and to do that in that fashion, might it'll help it go for a little bit longer. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see how I can get this to turn out. Um, I'm not expecting anything negative to happen with it at all. I'm just looking forward to seeing how this will turn out. All right. There's a number of things that we'll have to do. Oop. But in regards to this, I am going to have to put that seed starting system for the arrow garden to use soon. So, very soon. Which means before I do, I will have to clean that out. That will be a bit of a process. Won't be too challenging, but it'll just be a little process. So, to make it easier, I will have to have those out of the arrow garden. Alright, which ones do I want to start in the arrow garden? Dilemma. Um, let's see. Sorry, a little heavy. Um, alright, I will do that. Yes, and it's sorry. Okay, everybody. Let me see how I want to handle these. Um, with that, what I'll do with that, what I'm having mine do with my cross here, should be fairly easy to get going in that fashion. I've seen something similar done before. I could probably do that with a couple other ones. Yeah, I guess I could. And to keep this going in another way, I will have to get those out. like I've just talked about. I had to get those out of there. Yes. But which ones do I want to do since I got a couple months? I have at least 3 months. Yes. Right. Okay, that bottle, I could repurpose. Alright, I have some thoughts on this that I know will work. We'll make do until the time comes to change it. Alright, let's get this going. Alright. Well, hmm. Um, let's see. I'm a little impatient about some of my experiments here. I usually like them to go a little faster. Yeah, right. In that aspect, I'm not going to try to push them on too much. Just let them do what they gotta do and then for this course. And yeah. Um, Alright. I still got a number of seasons to start. I will get those going. I got time to get them going. I just got other things to do in the meantime. What I can do, yes, yes, I'll do that. All right. I had thoughts to do this before, but I will have to do it, implement it. No joke. All right. I mean, no joke in getting this started. I'm just saying I had to get a move on it. Okay, peoples. Um, let's see. Well, um, ah, dag nabbit. Uh, let's see. People, I just got my mind on a lot of things in regards to what I'm going to do with my plants. A couple of these seedlings, I don't know if I really want to continue on with a few of them. No, I should with some of them, but some of them just like, yeah. I guess this was gonna be a quiet night for me. Um, gonna probably just wind down. Um, I don't know. Um, I don't know. Tomorrow I'll probably go ahead and watch a movie or something while I'm doing some of these regards to seeds and a couple other things. So, um, yeah, there's going to be a number of seeds I'm going to have to sort through and going. Um, some in regards to other super hots, I'm going to have to throw in the mix. So, there's certain ones I will have to be going through. And there's a lot of them I actually got to go through. That's going to take a lot of time. Oh boy. If you could see what I had to deal with on that, you guys would be like, ooh, what kind of stuff I got to deal with on that. Oh, oh yeah. Not that I hate doing it or anything, it's just one of those things like, yeah, it's just an undertaking, is all. But I have to do it. It's only me that can do it anyway, so. I'm just a guy being a broken one, but yeah. But yeah. I am Brando. I must do it. Uh, well, shoot. Uh, and there will be a video I'll be doing tomorrow. I'll probably do an upload. Um, I'll make a post about. I'm thinking about making a post about it on Google Plus and that other site. But Google Plus. Come on, people, get on board with Google Plus. Keep it going. But yeah. So anyway, um, but in all things, I will be making man, I'll do what I can to make a post about what I'm going to do the video of before I do the video or before I upload the video or whatever. It might take a little while to upload it, but that seems to be the case with my videos since I usually upload it in a higher resolution. Um, if tomorrow goes off right, I could if it's sunny out, let it be sunny too. So, if it is sunny, I could possibly do it outside, even though it's just for snow and ice around. But Hey. All right. So, but yeah. Good grief, people. Sorry, my bitch. Um, no, people. Yeah. Well, um, as I was saying, I want to make a post about it before I do the video. So, but we shall see how that will go. In the if the day plays out nicely, then it should go nicely. Um, but there is some new things that I noticed that you guys would probably like to see this one when the time comes. Well, everybody, um, I see some things afoot. Rick, uh, no, I wasn't topping any plants with these scissors. I don't top my plants all too much. I may trim some here and there, but topping isn't something I do that frequently. I have top plants here and there, but but not normally I do it very often. Just do certain trimmings here and there with the intent of promoting things in certain ways. I don't normally cut my plant to make it shorter or anything like that. I just do things that call for it as needs be. Um, in regards to growing anything, I don't know. We'll see anything new. There's some things that are just different here and there. We'll see how some of these crosses end up, whether they be mine or other people's. Uh, so I'd rather not speak ahead of time before I know they're getting anywhere or germinating or actually in the process of growing. But I'd rather not speak ahead about it. And so um, when I know they're going somewhere, that's usually when I speak about them rather than say, hey, I'm doing this. And then about a month or something later, oh, OMG, something's going on. I can't grow it now. Rather than just lead something on to be something. So I'll just let it do what it is. It's going to do, and then speak of it as it goes along. So, so yeah. Anyway, I'm just right now. I'm going to be focusing on doing some experiments with plants. I don't know. I've had some ideas, but I'm not really focusing too hard on trying to make the. I'm not really focusing really hard on trying to make the next craziest type of pepper or make the most oddly shaped pepper or oh it's got this kind of color going on to it or it's this hot and blah 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 this and that. I'm just going to focus on experimenting in my own ways and see what happens. And I don't have it. I'm not going to have a certain or too many ideas of how it's going to play out. I'll have a general outline, and if it plays out one way, then that's fine. If it plays out another, that's fine. If it branches off and goes several different ways, I'm cool with that. So we'll see which way it goes, or things go. Thanks, Rick, but I still feel mine could have been better. Um, but yeah, so yeah, and so I can do things the way I really want to with some of my things, or the way I have some kind of hope for. Then we'll see. Right now, it's just we'll see when we get there. So um, my experiments will come up and when they come out, not just I'm not trying to force them. So I think in the meantime, in some of my ways of doing stuff, I will have to focus on getting certain crosses out that I haven't had as much time focusing on. But so we'll just see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not going to press the issue too much about it. I'm going to let it all come into play on its own. Yeah. But like I said, I got these videos earlier. I'm looking forward to how they come out. If they're anything like what the picture or the description says, then we will see. So yeah. So, what I shall do, let's see. Uh, okay. All right, Rick. That'll be interesting to see what you come along with. Um, yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure you'll have some good results. Um, yeah. That's what I don't know. Is like I was like I don't know what you're going to do or how you're going to do what you're going to do, but I'm sure you're going to have some success with that. All right. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Um, yeah. All right. Hey Rick, if you get around to it, maybe message me on Hangouts or something. Yeah. All right. Let's see. That doesn't pop on my. But, all right, since it is, I'm not sure what time zones y'all in, but right now it's 10 o'clock right now in the time zone I'm in. So I'm gonna say we want to get ready to wind down on the live stream here because there's a couple things I'm going to do before I have to call the night over on this end. So, and so, uh, no, I was just saying I was just doing that expression because this little weather thing was saying something about snow coming soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. We already had enough of Snowgate, right? But, all right, people. What's up, Wilby? Um, but this is what I'm going to do, everybody. I'm going to get ready to call it a night. I appreciate everybody tuning in. For anybody that hasn't already, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit the like, and yeah, and you guys could hit that share button as well. Click that bell so you can get more notifications and everything. And yeah, so if you guys can, or anybody that is, be sure to pay attention on Google Plus, and I'll be making a post letting you know what I'm going to be doing in the next video. That should be coming up soon, possibly tomorrow. And so I will be making a post of what about it before I upload it. And yeah, so I'll definitely be doing it on Google Plus, and maybe on that other, the other thing, other social media. Um, but so, well, thank you everybody for tuning in here, and really do appreciate all that. And yeah, it's greatly appreciated, definitely. And yeah, all right, guys, I'll go ahead. Talk to y'all later. And yeah, so all right, Charles, Rob, Happy Pepper, Will, Eric, and Sue. Anybody else that's in the chat that I overlooked or possibly have overlooked. Um, and thank you everybody for taking part in being around the video. And like I said, I do appreciate that a lot. And all right. Sorry, got next. All right, people. We'll be chatting with y'all soon. All right. See you in the next video. Till next time, we'll talk to y'all in the not too distant future. In a world where capsaicin runs high. No, just kidding. Just being a little sarcastic. All right. All right, everybody. I'll talk to y'all soon. Just remembering that hashtag, keeping it spicy or keep it spicy. And keep growing, everyone. All right? Keep growing. And yeah, remember, everybody, spice it up. And stay tuned, please. Just stay tuned in general. All right? And as I mentioned, please like, subscribe, and share. Helps me out a lot. All right. Talk to y'all soon. And see y'all in the next video. Remember, peace out. Later.